Now, 11 days after its general elections, confusion persists over the next government in Pakistan. The two largest parties, the Pakistan Muslim League Nawaz and the People's Party of Pakistan, have agreed to form a coalition with 4 other parties. But there is no agreement on the power-sharing arrangement yet. The party leaders are meeting for a 5th round of talks. PPP chairperson Bilawal Bhutto Zardari earlier said that he had rejected a power-sharing formula wherein the two parties would share the Prime Minister's office. He, however, confirmed that his father, Asif Ali Zardari, will be the presidential candidate.
मुझे कहा गया है कि पहले 3 साल हमें दे दे, आखिरी 2 साल आप वजीर आजम बने। नहीं 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 नहीं, मैंने तो कहा है और मैं अब आपको बता रहा हूं, मैंने इस बात को मना किया है। मैं इस तरीके से वजीर आजम नहीं बनना चाह रहा हूं। अगर मैं वजीर आजम बनूंगा तो ठट्टों के अवाम, पाकिस्तान के अवाम मुझे मुंतखब करके बनाएंगे।
Meanwhile, the Supreme Court postponed hearing on a petition that sought to declare the national elections quote-unquote null and void. The court came heavily down at the absent petitioner and asked him to appear on 21st of February. The PTI, on the other hand, has called for a judicial probe into the allegations of vote tampering. Supporters of its leader Imran Khan are out on the streets calling for a re-election.
The people are here because they've had enough of it, because they gave mandate to PTI. But that has been, they have been denied their right, and their votes, it seems as if they've gone to waste. So they're not going to accept it, and that's why they're here.
And now our Pakistan Bureau Chief Anas Malik joining us live. Anas, good to see you. What is the latest you can tell us from Islamabad?
Well, it's been 2.5 hours since the meeting here at the Minister's Enclave is ongoing. Ananya, where I'm standing, it's right outside the entrance of the Minister's Enclave, and inside is where the residence of Ishaq Dar, the former Finance Minister of Pakistan, is, where the PPP delegation is currently in a conversation and in negotiations for over the past 2.5 hours, and it's counting. Now, what we understand is that tonight's going to be quite decisive of those negotiations, where a power sharing formula will be agreed upon. What we understand is, having spoken to people who are part of this process but are not authorized to speak to the media, they say that the PMLN has made it clear to the Pakistan People's Party that in case if the People's Party does not take up ministries and is not part of the government directly, then the PMLN too will not be interested into taking the seat of power, which of course will create a vacuum, and any extra constitutional measures can probably be looked at. The reason that is something that Bilawal Bhutto Zardari has also hinted at last night in his speech in Thatta. Therefore, the People's Party has agreed in principle on 2 things. 1, they will be part of the cabinet in Punjab. 2, they will be part, the PMLN and the PPP will be forming a coalition government in the province of Balochistan. But when it comes to centre, the negotiations are still ongoing, and in about an hour or 2 at tops we would be hearing as to what the power sharing formula has finally been agreed upon. Ananya?
Right, Anas, of course these negotiations are extremely crucial, but I want to quickly take your reaction on how are the people of Pakistan reacting to a deadlock like this, given that it's been 11 days since the elections took place.
Well, we're not seeing such a deadlock taking place for the first time in Pakistan's electoral process or electoral history. But of course, this sort of a mandate where there is no clear majority is definitely a first in Pakistan's electoral history. So there are mixed reactions coming in from the people. But at the same time, they're hopeful that the political leadership will come to a conclusion, will come to a consensus leading to a conclusion that would eventually lead towards economic and political stability in the country. And that would mean essentially relief for the common people in the longer run ahead. Ananya?
All right, Anas, thank you so much for getting us all those live updates from Islamabad.